Good morning, welcome to Friday Flow with Ellen. Happy Friday. Let's start in a seated position. We'll do a couple of stretches seated here, and then we'll actually lay it down in our back and do a couple more stretches. Sort of start off a little bit lower intensity and then get into a little more of a flow. Really stretch out our hips and back. We'll focus on that today, and then we'll again end the class with a little more stretching. So find a comfortable seated position, and we'll start with some shoulder rolls. If you have any props, go ahead and grab those, blocks or pillows or rolled up blankets. And let's do one more big shoulder roll, up, down, and back. All right, now we're going to tilt our head over to the right side, but nice and gentle. So I want you to try to keep your shoulders level when you do that. And then come back to the center, and now tilt your left ear to your left shoulder. And it doesn't actually have to reach your shoulder, that's okay. Just keep both of them level. Okay, let's do it again, but add a little bit extra here. So back to the center, tilt it to the right. If you want a little bit more of a stretch, you're gonna take that right hand and then gently just press down as you drop this left arm down to the floor. Really drawing that shoulder down and away from your ear, and pressing your right ear down. And then back to the center, inhale, and then exhale, same thing on the other side. So we're just gonna start from the top of our head and work our way down. So gently press, drop it opposite shoulder. Same thing here, and just keep this right arm nice and straight. And then slowly come back to the center. Perfect. Let's take our arms out in front of us. We're going to take an inhale here, and as we exhale, you're going to open them up. Once you squeeze your shoulder blades together as if you have a pencil right in between those shoulder blades, noticing whether your shoulders go up or not. If they do, I want you to try to drop them down. I know this one's tricky. And then exhale, bring them back in. You can bend your elbows a little bit here. Let's do it 3 more times. So inhale, it's open. Remember, squeezing your shoulder blades, making sure they're not going up to your ears. And then exhale, 2 more. Inhale. Squeeze. So we're strengthening these muscles, but also stretching out through the front side of the body. And then exhale, squeeze. 1 more time. You should feel that upper back start to get nice and warm. Squeeze. And come back. Perfect. And release and just shake it out. Okay, so working our way down, we're gonna do a seated cat-cow. So inhale, I want you to slide your hands towards your hips, pull your elbows back and push your chest towards me. And then exhale, you bring those hands back to your knees, draw that navel into your spine and tuck your chin. And then again, inhale. So now moving through the rib cage and back, exhale. Inhale forward. Exhale. Maybe you want to exaggerate this movement a little bit. And on the next inhale, you take your hands behind and really open up through the chest. And then exhale. Totally up to you. A couple more times. Good time to right now to check in with yourself, see how you're feeling this morning. And 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. Now we're going to do some circles in this seated position. You're going to bring your chest to the front, bring it over to the left side, back, and then right. And then start to make sort of a flowy motion with this. You're drawing circles with your chest. So imagine you've got like a point or a paintbrush right on your chest, and you're drawing this imaginary circle. You're trying to make a big circle here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Big circle here. And we'll do 1 more in this direction. Again, just warming up that back, moving it to low back and hips, and now the other direction. So remember, front, you can break it down, right, back, and then left. And then start to make it more of a flowing motion here. We'll work into the side body next, and then move down to the hips. So we'll do 1 more big circle in this direction. All right, side body. We'll start with that left hand. Take a nice inhale and exhale, reach it overhead. We're gonna do this 3 more times. Inhale, making it a little more dynamic. And exhale, 2 more. Reach it over. And 1 more time. We'll hold on to that last time for a couple of breaths. I want you to ground through that left hip. Hold it right here. Inhale, I want you to rotate and look down at your mat. And then exhale, rotate up and look at your elbow. And so opening that chest up to the sky or ceiling. 1 more time. Inhale, sort of rotate down to the mat. And then exhale, open up. Perfect. Come down to the center. Release the arm. Shake it out here. And we'll do the other side. So now that right arm, right hand. Inhale and exhale. So being nice and gentle with your body. We did all those harder workouts earlier this week. Maybe even you're doing one later today, but this morning we'll just be nice and gentle as we start class. Last one, we'll hold it. Couple of breaths. Now grounding that right hip. Adding a little bit extra rotation through the shoulder here. Inhale, you're gonna rotate and look down at the mat. And then exhale, rotate up and look at your elbow. And let's do that 1 more time. Shoulders are still down and away from the ears. Exhale, hold this here for just 1 more breath. Slowly come back up to the center. Inhale and exhale, take the arms down. All right, let's come out of this seated position and work into our hips a little bit. You can just shake them out first. All right, let's find a nice tabletop position. Swing those legs around. Always have those blocks or pillows handy. So nice tabletop. Inhale, let's drop the belly, lift the chest and the tailbone. So you're gonna get a big stretch for those abdominals here. And then exhale, draw your chin into your chest, round your spine. And again, inhale and exhale. Then exaggerate this movement. We'll do 2 more here. Big, big stretch. And last one. And then when you're done, come back to a neutral spine. All right, we're gonna go into some hip circles. It's also gonna warm up our glutes, okay? I'll start with the leg that's closest to you all so you can see. So this is my right leg. So I'm gonna keep my knee bent. And you're gonna imagine that paintbrush on your knee. You're gonna lift up, around, and down. So again, creating circles with our knees. So I want you to do really big circles here. Feel free to lower to your forearms. That feels a little bit better than putting weight on your wrists. I want you to do 1 more circle in this direction. And now you're just gonna reverse those circles. So just go in the opposite direction. Big circles. So while you're doing this, you should actually feel your other leg starting to warm up. The one that's holding you up. Making sure you're keeping that back nice and flat. We're not sinking into the mat. We're just drawing circles with that knee. 1 more. All right, and let's go ahead and do the other side. So same thing, neutral spine. Keep your core nice and strong here and make those circles. Keep your knee bent as you're doing this. Again, your paintbrush is that knee. Big, big circles. You have an option to lower to your forearms, and you want to make sure your head, you're not looking all the way up or all the way down, but somewhere in the middle. Go ahead and reverse those circles, and now do the other direction. I just moved so you all can see me a little bit better. And if there's small circles today, that is totally fine. Just try to make that circular movement. Just getting into those hips, right? Just warming it up. And also, if you have weak glutes like I do, you're gonna feel that other leg already. I'm feeling it getting nice and warm because that's the one that's stabilizing me and holding me up. 1 more. All right, let's go ahead and bring those knees nice and wide, toes together, and we're gonna sit back into our heels. Again, working down the body, hips and low back. I want you to bring your chest to the floor and that forehead. Hold here for a couple of breaths. Just gonna check everyone out. And then we'll actually roll down onto our back. Continue with some stretching. Perfect. Beautiful. We can get everybody. Welcome. So inhale, I want you just to walk those hands over to the right diagonal. Maybe taking your nose to your knee here, but just feeling that stretch throughout the left side body as you reach to the right. And then inhale, let's come back to the center. Exhale, go to the left diagonal. Same thing here, side body. And inhale, center. And then exhale. Let's go ahead and walk those hands back up. We're going to swing our legs around and we're going to come down onto our back. So just slowly make your way down. Once you're there, you're going to hug your knees into your chest. We're going to flatten that back, and this should feel really good on our back. You're just going to rock side to side. Feel free to wiggle your toes and circle those ankles. Just sort of start to warm up and wake up the rest of the body. So nice and easy side to side here. Let's go ahead and do circles again with our legs. You're going to go in one direction. We also do this at the end of class. It feels really good after the workout. So we'll come back to this again. Let's go ahead and reverse the circles. Nice and easy. And we'll do one more circle in this direction. And then lower those feet to the floor. You want them to be about hip distance. We're going to lift up into a bridge. So inhale to prepare, arms down by your side. And as you exhale, you're just going to gently lift those hips off the floor, pressing your feet into the floor. And you don't want to come so high that you feel the weight on your neck. You want to keep the weight of your body on your shoulders and on your upper back. And then inhale, slowly come back down, one vertebrae at a time, and exhale, lift back up. So let's do a couple of bridges. Stretching through our hip flexors, but also stretching or strengthening our low back, warming up our glutes and hamstrings. Inhale down, exhale, lift back up. It's a great exercise to strengthen that low back. And then one more, inhale, and then exhale. So we'll hold on to this last one for just a couple of extra breaths. Just relax your shoulders here. Hold it here for 4. Make sure you're breathing. 3. Should feel those legs, get nice and warm. And then slowly come back down. Perfect. Let's just windshield wiper those legs from side to side. I really want those hips to get stretched out. So nice and easy side to side here. All right, so our last one, before we get actually into our flow and get to build a little bit of feet into the body, I want you to extend your left leg long, and you're gonna hug that right knee into your chest. You can make a couple circles here if that hip is a little extra tight this morning. Maybe just move it side to side. I'm gonna come into a spinal twist. So we're gonna take that knee across the body. And then with your opposite arm, extend that out and look over your shoulder. Hold for a couple breaths here. Now, if this is too much for your back, you can have both knees bent and just drop them over to one side. So one more breath. Slowly back to the center. Let's go ahead and switch sides. You're going to pull that left knee into your chest while your right leg is nice and long. Again, you can move this side to side, working into the hip joint, maybe do a couple circles. For me, moving it side to side feels good, just sort of waking up those hips. And then we're gonna take it across the body. So opposite direction, and now you're looking over the opposite arm, or spinal twist. Hold it for one more breath here, dropping that shoulder. And then slowly coming back to the center, inhale, and then exhale. Okay, let's roll over to our side. Before we get too comfortable, we're gonna go ahead and press up. We're gonna go ahead and find a nice downward facing dog. So I know we usually do that towards the end of class, but I really wanted you just to get your back and hips stretched out, and you'll see why. So nice down dog. Start to really warm up the body here. We're gonna pedal out our heels in case those hamstrings or calves are a little extra tight this morning. I want you to really press your chest towards your thighs. Relax your head here. All right, next inhale takes us to a plank. So you're gonna stack those shoulders right on top of your wrists. You're gonna keep that neck nice and long. I want you to squeeze your glutes so we don't drop our hips. Legs are straight, press through those heels. Supported plank also works. Maybe one knee down, maybe both knees down. But we're still keeping our back nice and flat, stitching that rib cage together. One more breath in your plank. Exhale, knees and chest lower. So your elbows are glued to your side here. You're gonna pull them in. Flatten your toes, inhale, lift up, baby cobra. And then exhale, tuck the toes, down and back. Again, keeping those elbows close to your body. Down dog. So let's do it 2 more times to get nice and warm. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees and chest, elbows back. Inhale, baby cobra. Pull the elbows in. We don't want them going out to the side. That's only gonna hurt our shoulders, so keep them in. And then exhale, down dog. All right, one more time here. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, knees and chest, elbows in. Inhale, lift, baby cobra, shoulders down. And then exhale, tuck the toes, down dog. And hold that right there, downward facing dog. So I know for some of us with those tight shoulders, it's easy for them to creep up towards our ears or go out to our sides. I have the same issue. Just really want to make sure you're pulling them in towards your rib cage when you're coming down for that chaturanga. Even if you have to lower your knees to do so. All right, let's do one more breath in this down dog. One more breath in this down dog. All right, inhale, you're gonna bend your knees, and then exhale, you're gonna walk your feet towards the front. So we're coming into this forward fold. Inhale takes us to standing. Arms come all the way up. And then exhale, we're gonna bring our palms together, lean back a little bit here, and lower those hands down to heart center. So now we're gonna go into our flow, build some heat, maybe sweat a little bit, practice some balance, and then we'll finish with some stretching. So let's take those arms up, inhale. Exhale, you're gonna float it down. Inhale, you're gonna lift up halfway, nice flat back, pulling those shoulder blades together and pressing your heels into the floor. Okay, so a little bit different here. We're gonna take our hands to the floor and go ahead and step right back to down dog. You're gonna bring those feet together. And on your next breath, you're gonna lift your right leg off the floor. Lift it as high as you can. And as you exhale, you're gonna bend your knee and you're gonna place that foot in between your hands. You're gonna take that back leg, pull it up a couple inches, press your heel into the floor, find warrior one. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, hold, warrior one. So we're gonna come into these poses in that same way, which is why I wanted to stretch out our hips and back a little bit extra. Warrior one, hold here. You can always find a cactus pose or cactus position as well with the shoulders or arms if that feels better. Inhale, we're gonna lower those arms. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together, maybe interlace, look up, and then exhale, we're gonna lower. Humble warrior. So you're gonna bring that chest towards your thigh. Keep pressing into your back foot. Hands do not have to interlace, but you're definitely squeezing your shoulder blades together. So big stretch here right off the bat. Relax the head, one more breath. Inhale, slowly come back up. And then exhale, bring those arms up. Inhale, we take our hands down. Exhale, we step it back. Down dog. Inhale, forward to your plank. Exhale, lower knees and chest. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes. So we're gonna be doing that flow a lot during class today. So you always have the option of taking it out. Hold this right here. Down dog, we'll go right into the other side. Hold it for one more breath. I'm just gonna switch sides so you can see me. So feet together this time, your left leg reaches up. Inhale, lift up as high as you can. Doesn't matter how high it gets. Exhale, you're gonna bend that knee. You just wanna focus on placing it right in between your hands here. You're gonna place that other foot, bring it up just a little bit. Heel to the floor, set it for warrior one. Reach those arms up, inhale, and exhale, hold. So just doing the other side here, keeping that heel pressed into the floor, warrior one. So your front knee is bent and your back leg is nice and straight. Should feel a nice stretch in the back of that leg. Inhale, lower those arms. Exhale, let's roll the shoulders. Squeeze the shoulder blades together as you inhale, maybe interlacing those hands, look up, and then exhale, lower for humble warrior. Just bring your chest down to the floor. Maybe trying to get the top of the head to the floor. We'll do it a couple times. So the first one, really just sort of getting used to this pose. I know this one is tricky. I want you to press into your back foot as much as your front foot. One more breath. And then inhale up, exhale, release. Inhale, arms come up, and exhale, we take them down. Let's go ahead and step it on back. So again, you can just come to a child's pose or go through this flow again. Inhale, forward to your plank. Exhale, knees and chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog, and hold that right there. So we're just gonna add on a couple more layers each time we go through this. So you're gonna hold that down dog. We're gonna take one more breath. All right, so we're gonna come back to that first side, that right side. So inhale, we're gonna bring those feet together. Lift that right leg up as high as you can. Exhale, place your foot in between your hands. Bring that back foot in a little bit, warrior one. So we come back here. Warrior one, nice and strong. Take an inhale, lower those arms. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, humble warrior. So we go through it again, and then we're gonna add on 2 more layers after this. So hold this humble warrior. One more breath. Inhale, lift up, exhale, release. Straighten your front leg, we're gonna add triangle pose. Inhale, arms up, then exhale, lower those arms. Reach towards your front leg, and then go right into this triangle pose. You can start with that hand on your hip. If your shoulders are a little tight, and then once you're ready, you just simply extend that arm, making sure that hand is stacked right on top of your shoulder. If it's not quite there, just keep your hand right to your hip and focus on opening up through your shoulder and through that side body. We're gonna hold for a couple of breaths here. So imagine you're falling into a wall, and now someone is holding onto your shoulder or your wrist and pulling you back to open up. Take one more breath here. And then inhale, slowly come on up. And then exhale, go ahead and release. Okay, so we're gonna practice what we did, I think it was last week. We're gonna bring those arms back together, inhale. You're gonna interlace your fingers, keep your thumb and pointer finger extended. Inhale here. Now exhale, you're gonna flat back, slowly fold forward. You can bend your knees. You can even bring that back foot in a little bit closer. Nice, flat back, lengthening the spine. Arms are glued to your ears. Other option is arms by your side. So this is sort of like we're getting into pyramid pose. You're gonna feel a big stretch behind those legs. So we're gonna hold this for a couple of breaths. Either arms are glued to your ears or your arms are by your side. But either way, you're in a super flat back. Imagine you pulling your hips back, but pulling those hands in that opposite direction. One more breath. Inhale, slowly come back up. You want to really pull those abs in, and then exhale, take those hands down. Woo, step it on back. Great job, everyone. Inhale, forward to your plank. Exhale, knees and chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale. So now we're getting warm. Hold that for a couple breaths. Every time before we go to the other side, we're gonna come to that flow. So you can take that intensity down, you can find child's pose, whatever you'd like to do. Remember, this is your workout. It's however you are feeling this morning. All right, we're gonna do the other side. So go ahead and bring those feet together. Okay, it's our left leg or the right, whatever side is other side for you. Bring those feet together. Inhale, lift up, squeeze the glute. Exhale, bend that knee, place it in between your hands. You can use your hands to help. We bring that back foot in just a little bit and rotate and place the heel down. Reach up, inhale, warrior one, exhale. Hold this here. So we're tucking those hips under, stitching that rib cage together, core is so important for all these movements. And then inhale, arms lower, exhale, roll the shoulders. Inhale, lift, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and exhale, lower, humble warrior. Interlace those hands if you can. Hold it here for a couple of breaths. Each time we go through it, we'll go a little bit faster if you're ready for that challenge. Press into your back foot as much as your front. One more breath. Inhale, take it up. And then exhale, release. Straighten that front leg, arms up, and exhale. Let's go right into that triangle. Reach towards your front foot, and then exhale, we gently start to rotate from the torso and from the shoulder, and we take our gaze up at our hand. And start with hand on your hip. Once your shoulder is open enough and stacked on top of your hip, then you can extend your arm. Hold this here. So this side is a little bit easier for me. I can go right into extending that arm, whereas on the other side, I had to keep it on my hip. Legs are straight, maybe a small micro bend in that front leg. Try to take your gaze up at your hand if it's extended. Hold it for a couple more breaths. Imagine you're squished between two walls, right? Beautiful, you all look great. Again, if you're feeling that shoulder, if you can't fully extend your arm, keep your hand at your hip. So you don't wanna hurt it. One more breath. And then inhale, we're gonna slowly use those core muscles. We're gonna pull ourselves up and then exhale back to the front. All right, so your hips are gonna face forward. You can bring your back foot in a little bit closer. Inhale, arms up. We're gonna interlace those fingers, glue our arms to our ears, and then exhale. You can take a look at my screen first. Notice how flat my back is. My hips are actually pulling back behind me. Woo, nice flat back. Big stretch for those hamstrings. Other alternative is just arms by your side. Reach into your hips. This will feel better for your shoulders. So we're gonna hold this here for a couple breaths, all right? Hips are pulling back, but shoulders and upper body are pulling in the opposite direction. We'll get a chance to add a little extra layer here. You gotta really keep the core nice and strong. One more breath, pull those abs in. Inhale, it's one unit, slowly pull up. No hunching over, woo. And then exhale, bend that front knee. Take it down and step it back. Here we go, inhale forward to plank, exhale lower. Chaturanga, inhale lift, exhale, down dog. Great job, everybody. Hold that there, adding on 2 more layers. Hold your down dog for 3 breaths. We're gonna add a layer in that pyramid pose and try to do a reverse triangle, okay? Challenging you all this morning. And then we're gonna add a warrior 2. All right, so feet come together. Inhale, lift that right leg up, nice and high. Bend the knee, exhale. Place that foot right in between your hands. Get right into warrior 1. Inhale up, exhale, hold. Warrior 1. Remember, shoulders down in your back pockets. And then inhale, arms down, roll the shoulders, exhale, humble warrior, lift up, inhale, and exhale, let it go. So now hopefully starting to get a little bit more into a flow. Third time we're going through it. Muscle memory, hopefully your body's remembering this. And maybe you're getting a little bit deeper into each pose as we go. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Triangle pose, straighten that front leg. Arms up. Exhale. Reach towards that front foot. And then exhale, flow right into it. So now I'm a little more stretched out. I think I can extend my arm. Hold it for a couple breaths. Extra challenge, that front hand, maybe move it away from your leg so you don't have all your weight pressing down. And that makes it a lot harder for our core. But just an extra challenge. Let's hold it for 2 more breaths. You're falling back into that wall. Beautiful. Yep, nice, Mindy. All right, and then inhale, slowly pull yourself up. And then exhale, release. All right, so making sure that our feet, our hips are facing forward. Maybe pull that back leg in a little bit closer. All right, inhale up, interlace those fingers, and then exhale. Small micro bend in that front leg. Arms glued to your ears or arms by your side. This is your choice. We'll all drop our arms in just a moment. We're gonna try and do reverse triangle. So inhale, go ahead and just take both your hands down towards your knee. Notice how my back is still flat. All right, so we're not rounding forward, nice and flat. What I want you to do, stay right there, is take your hand on your hip and start to twist over that front leg. So hand on your hip, start to twist to the other direction. You can keep one hand on your knee. Ooh, yes, this is a little bit harder and a little bit harder for balance. Hold this here. Now, if you really wanted that extra, you can try to extend that back arm up. So we call it reverse triangle. I'm gonna stay right here, but you have an opportunity to do that if you'd like. Maybe a little shaking, that's okay. You gotta pull those abs in, right? Maybe you lower that hand a little bit. Keep rotating that shoulder, 1 more breath, you got this. And then inhale, slowly come back up to the center. Exhale, nice and tall. Woo! Inhale, lift that heel off the floor, arms come up. Big step back, warrior 2. Arms nice and strong. We'll add in a quick peaceful warrior here. Reach forward, inhale, flip that palm and take it back. Peaceful warrior. Take your gaze up at your hand. Nice side body stretch. 1 more breath. Inhale, come back. Exhale, cartwheel those hands down. Stepping on back. Great job, everyone. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, knees and chest. Or a child's pose, right? Take your time. Listen to your body. Child's pose or down dog. We gotta do the other side, all right? So 2 more breaths. 1 more. Feet together. Inhale, lift up the other leg. Left side. For me, exhale, bend the knees and place that foot between your hands. Find warrior 1. Lift up and hold. Warrior 1. Our back leg is nice and straight. Your foot's rotated about 45 degrees. Drop the arms, inhale. Exhale, big shoulder roll. Get ready for humble warrior. Lift through the chest, inhale, and exhale, lower. Couple of breaths. So hopefully you're finding that you're moving a little bit smoother and getting a little bit deeper into these poses as we get warmer. Not forcing anything. Every exhale, maybe you get a little bit deeper into that pose. Relax your head. Push into that back foot, inhale up. Exhale, release. Straighten that leg. Arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, open towards the side. Get ready for triangle pose. Reach and flow right into it. Stacking that wrist right on top of your shoulder. And you're making that triangle position with your legs. Hold this here. Couple of breaths, maybe hand at that hip. And just rotating through that shoulder. Perfect. Try to look up at your elbow or at your hand. Beautiful. Imagine I'm pulling you back a little bit. You've got this, everybody. Hardest part is coming up. We've got this. Inhale, push into that back foot. Using your obliques, slowly pull yourself up, right? And then exhale, release. So here you can adjust You can bring that back foot in a little bit closer. We want to square off our hips, right? I'm going to do it facing you. So see how my hips are squared off, all right? So arms are up or they're down here, your choice. Inhale and then exhale. Remember, as one unit. So a nice flat back. So we don't have just the chest going or just the head, nice flat back. Hold this here for about one more breath. All right, and then everyone relax your arms and just take them to your knee, okay? So I'm just showing you from the front view. So now we're gonna rotate over the other side, all right? So take that outside hand, bring it to your hip, and just gently press into that knee with your other hand. So I'm starting to rotate over the other side. The opposite of what we did in triangle. So for me, it's over my left shoulder. So you're gonna hold that there. Keeping those legs straight. Woo, I know this one is tricky. If you're feeling good, you can reach down towards your ankle. Maybe the arm extends up and you can actually go into that full reverse triangle. I'm gonna stay right here. Little shake, that's okay. That means your muscles are working. Pull those abs in. I know, big stretch for the calves and hamstrings. One more breath, come back to the center. Inhale, take those arms up. Woo, exhale, we're gonna lift that heel off the floor. Big step back, and we're gonna come into warrior two. So take a moment, maybe a couple steps for you. Drop those hips. Arms nice and strong, shoulders out of our ears. Inhale, reach forward, flip that palm, exhale. Peaceful warrior, challenge your balance, take your gaze up at your hand. One more breath. And then inhale, let's cartwheel those hands down. Awesome job. Step it back and go through this flow. Or of course, the child's pose. Taking your time. Maybe you add an extra push-up. Maybe just relax for a couple of minutes, whatever you'd like. 2 breaths in your down dog or in your child's pose. 1 more breath. All right, let's go ahead and bring those feet together. We're gonna switch this up just a little bit this time. Inhale, you're gonna bend those knees. Exhale, you're gonna walk, hop, or jump. Forward fold. Hold this right here. Forward fold, inhale takes us to standing. Palms come together, we lean back a little bit, and then exhale, we come down. Okay, so 1 more layer, doing it a little bit differently. We're gonna come back to practicing our warrior 3 that we did last week. So inhale up, exhale, float it down. A little bit differently here, halfway lift, nice flat back, and exhale. Big step back, a nice big crescent lunge. So big step, huge step, reach those arms up, inhale, exhale, hold. Back leg is nice and straight here. Shoulders down. We're just gonna go right into that balance. You're gonna take those hands together, bring them to prayer and right at your chest. Inhale, you're gonna reach forward, and then exhale, you're gonna push out that back foot, lift up a little bit higher, and lift your leg. Our legs are so warm right now. Once you squeeze and lift, you want to try and keep that back leg nice and straight here. So you could use a bench, maybe you're close to a wall. Keep that back nice and flat. So I'm going to add on a little bit of layer here. As we inhale, once you slowly start to stand, exhale, you're going to bend your knee and bring it up to your chest. We've done this one before. We're going to really work into those glutes. Inhale, press out. So you can take a break and watch my screen, and then exhale. Then when you're ready, you're going to join me. Maybe holding onto a wall. Keep your foot flexed. Inhale out. So we hinge. You're making letter T with your body. And then exhale. Woo, I'm feeling that standing leg. Let's try it 2 more times. Oh my gosh, I'm feeling that glute. Inhale and exhale. Try it 1 more time, and then you're just gonna hold that balance. And then we'll get a little breather. Hold your balance. You can extend your arms in front, by your side. Oh my gosh, my glutes. Try 1 more breath. I had to come out of that. And then inhale, step back to that lunge. Arms up, exhale, step it back. Oh my gosh. Perfect. Hold it right here. Let's go right into the other side. Bend your knees, inhale. Exhale, walk, hop, or jump. Forward fold. Arms take us up. Inhale. Palms come together. Exhale. Get ready for the other side. Take it up. You got this. This will be it. Exhale, float it down. You can bicycle the legs here, little stretch. Inhale, halfway lift. This is how we should look in that balance pose. Nice flat back. And then exhale. Big step back with the other leg. Huge step back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold. Keep that back leg nice and straight. Front knee is bent. Palms come together. Bring them to heart center. I want you to tuck your hips under for me. Imagine a tight belt around your waist. Inhale, forward. Exhale, push off and lift. So notice that I lifted up. We don't want to be falling into the floor with our balance. Hold that right there. Think of lifting up. So I'm using my wall here. You can use a wall or a bench, but you want to keep your chest higher than your hips. Hold it. Chest higher than your hips. Okay, let's try that balance. You can hold it here or join me as you exhale. We come to standing and you bring your knee to your chest. Just balancing on one foot. Hard to do, but good for us to do. Inhale, press back out. And then exhale, knee to chest. Try a couple more. Standing leg is slightly bent, so we don't lock it out. Inhale, imagine you're pressing your foot into a wall. Exhale, let's try 2 more, you got this. Woo, feeling that standing leg. Exhale, 1 more. At any point, come out of it, shake it out. We're just all practicing together. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? And then your last one, hold it right here, right? Hold that there. Maybe you want to open up and do your half moon. We practiced that last week. Hold it here. Keep that back flat. 2 more breaths. Let me just check it out. You got it. Perfect. 1 more. Beautiful. All right. Come back to that lunge. Woo, our legs are tired. Inhale and exhale. Step it back. That is it. So you can find your child's pose or go through this flow one final time. Elbows in, shoulders down, and then child's pose. Woo, when you are done. Child's pose. Take a couple breaths. We're gonna really stretch those glutes in just a moment here. Take a couple breaths. Great job. Let heart rate come down. And then slowly walk those hands back up. So we're gonna stretch out those glutes. We have 2 options, pigeon pose, or if that's too much for your knees, you're gonna do a figure 4 on your back. So I'll just show you what they look like. We'll start with that right leg. You're gonna bring it towards the front of the mat, bending that knee, back leg is nice and straight. So this is your pigeon pose, but it can be uncomfortable for your knee joint, so this is your alternative. Your figure 4, okay? It's essentially the same stretch, just on your back. So you choose. We'll do the right leg first. I'm gonna do my pigeon. So right leg through, left leg is nice and straight behind you. You have your hands by your side, maybe a block or pillow under that hip, if it's lifted off the floor. So nice inhale here, and then exhale if you want a little bit more, you're gonna lower to your forearms. And if you're on your back, I just want you to gently press against your knee. Keep your head down if you're on your back, and no tension in your neck or shoulders. So no need to pull those legs in towards your chest. Just focus on keeping your back flat and gently pressing against your knee. All right, if you're in that pigeon, come up to your hands as you inhale, and then exhale, we're gonna tuck that toe, lift your knee off the floor, using your upper body and core. We're gonna come to a down dog, stretch it out, and then we'll bring the left knee forward. If you're on your back, you're gonna switch sides. Left knee forward, pigeon. I have my hips on a block here. If you're in pigeon, take your chest up, inhale. And then exhale, you can gently lower under your forearms. A little extra stretch. Again, if you're on your back, keep your shoulders down and just gently press against that knee. Take a few breaths wherever you're at. Maybe I'm using my block here, so I can't get to the floor. Blocks and pillows are great. All right, if you're in that pigeon, gently lift back up to your hands, tuck your toes, come to down dog, quick stretch, and then we're gonna meet our friends that are on the floor. So if you're already there, you're gonna hug those knees into your chest. We're gonna come back to those circles that we did at the beginning of class, right? Circling one direction, massaging our low back. And then we're gonna reverse those circles. All right, we're gonna come also back to that bridge. You have the option of doing a supported bridge if you have a pillow or a block. If you don't, you can just interlace your hands underneath. So we're gonna come back into that bridge. Inhale, prepare, arms by your side. Exhale, we're gonna lift up. So we're gonna hold it for a couple breaths. You can just choose to hold it right here. If you have that block, slide it underneath. If you'd like a little more, just like in Humble Warrior, same setup for the arms. So slide them under, interlace your hands, maybe lift your hips a tiny bit higher, and now you're gonna fill it across the chest. Keep breathing. If it's too much, again, just grab that pillow and do your supported bridge, or even just come down and maybe windshield wipers is good for you right now. 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Nice inversion here for our bodies. And then when you're ready, just gently pull that block away or unravel your arms and just gently, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower your back and hips. Quick windshield wiper if that feels good. And then we're going to do our last one, which is Happy Baby. Feels really good on the spine. You're gonna bring those knees in, reach your hands inside for your feet, and just extend up. Maybe you rock side to side. You could find a straddle here if you want, maybe extending those legs out. And if you find you're straining your neck, then maybe Happy Baby is not a good pose for you today. So you could just hug your knees into your chest and bring them out to the side. Never want to force ourselves into a pose because stretching should feel good. And then when you're ready, just find a relaxing pose of your choice. Anything at all. Maybe you want to find a wall and do legs up the wall for another type of inversion. Maybe you want to grab that foam roller. Or just traditional Shavasana, right? Legs out, arms by your side. Wherever you're at, close your eyes. Again, whatever is comfortable for you. Just for the last minute here. Try not to focus on anything else but your breath. And very slowly start to move your head from side to side. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to open your eyes back up. Wherever you are at, to slowly begin to hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself one last hug. Gently roll over to one side, and you're going to press yourself up. We're going to come to a comfortable seated position. We'll do one more stretch before we end. So we're in the seated position, whatever is comfortable for you. So one last stretch. We're going to take those arms up, inhale, and exhale. You're going to look over to that left side. Allow those arms to fall and come into a seated stretch, nice and tall. Inhale, slowly come back up, and then exhale over to the right, nice and tall. Gentle seated twist. We're going to do it one more time on each side. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale and exhale, nice and tall. And then coming back to the center, we're going to bring those hands to prayer and down to heart center. Close your eyes for a moment. Thank yourself for making the time for you, for your body, your mind, hopefully your spirit as well this morning. And then we will say namaste to one another. Thank you all so much for coming. Happy Friday. Please let me know if you have any comments or feedback, and I hope you all are feeling a little bit better than when we started class. And if you were feeling great at the beginning, hopefully you're feeling still great. Good job.